Hello guys, and welcome to this Volkswizard video. Now, as you might be able to tell, I'm not actually in the West Midlands. I'm up in the hills above a town called Crickhowell in South Wales, where some of the best driving roads in the country exist. And I've got an UP GTI, as you can see. Volkswagen very sensibly chose to do the UP GTI press launch here, and I've only got a bit of time now because these cars are going to the press to be long-term test cars, and I've got to give it back in about an hour. So I've really got a very short period of time to just show you around this white car, because you've seen the red car many times. You might really be interested to see how a white car works with the UP GTI spec. So without any further ado, let's have a good look around this white UP GTI. Okay, let's start at the front then. So you've got the red Gti Grille Stripe, which looks brilliant on a white car. It's lost on a red car, which is a shame, but I think the red car is just one big GTI stripe effectively. The front bumper is exactly the same as the TSI 90, but it's got the black insert. You've got the dagger badges on the side there, which are on the Mark 7 Golf GTI and I think the Polo GTI. 17-inch wheels made by Ronal, and red brake calipers, 288mm brake discs, and sill stripes that are very much like the ones on the Mark 1. And the sill covers, I believe, are the ones off the e-up, the electric version of the up, bizarrely. At the back we haven't got any red, it's just a grey drum brake, but they do work really well. Also, front and rear have got these sill extensions. You get privacy glass as standard, which looks great on a white car. Now this car, which I'm not sure you've seen before, not in my videos anyway, because the red car I drove had a normal colour roof, but this has got the lovely black roof, which looks really good. I've ordered that on my red car. It's only $125. It's a bargain, really. You've got the standard black tailgate, which works really well on a car with a black roof, and you've got the 3D GTI stripe and a lovely GTI badge. So yeah, of course you've got a bit of a shinier tailpipe there. It's a really good looking package. How does the white work on the inside is something I really wanted to have a good look at, because I always feel cars that have got white inside remind me a bit of vans, because like a Ford Transit would have a lot of exposed white paint. But you know what, it actually works pretty well. This car's got the manual air conditioning, no climate control. I think it's pretty basic. It does have passenger seat height adjustment, but whether that's extra or not is a bit unclear. But yeah, so there we go. That's what the white interior looks like with the red pixel dashboard. Okay guys, now you've seen what a white UP GTI looks like, let's go and see what a white UP GTI drives like. It's going to drive like the red car, but just look where we are. It would be rude not to indulge in some testing of this car on these roads. So without any further ado, let's go and see what the city car can do in the big country. Welcome to the hills above Crickhowell in South Wales. Now this was a very well chosen location by Volkswagen UK, because we've got some bloody brilliant roads, and you don't need to drive miles. Sometimes these test routes you get, they like tell you to do 120 miles, and really on a road like this it's a bit like the Nürburgring. Within a couple of miles you can learn so much about a car that, you know, why drive any further? Plus the scenery is amazing, the people are nice, and there's a great cafe in Crickhowell as well that's worth a visit. But we're not here for the cakes, although they have been bloody brilliant. So the road's been brilliant, and so is this car. So I've done this road a few times, and I'm driving it again now because I've just got 10 minutes before I've got to give this car back. So it's just a good chance to show you what it can do on a proper road. So let's see, we've got a right-hander coming up now, a lovely little skip there over that hump. We're in third, we're not going to wreck this car, so just use the torque. It's got a hell of a lot of torque. If you want a big difference between this and the Lupo GTI, it's just the torque. The Lupo has got nothing really. At 5,000 RPM it does go, but this goes at any speed, and that's why it's actually a much more exhilarating car to drive. I mean, you know, just turn a little dab of gas and we were going quite quick. It's only a 60-mile-an-hour road this, which is pretty well suited to this car, because you don't need to go any faster on it to get the thrill of driving, and that's what a car like this is all about. It will do all the practical stuff as well, but it will also set the hairs on the back of your neck very erect. And it likes to rev as well, and I think I just touched the rev limiter there on this reasonably well running press car, which, unlike the car I drove in Cheltenham, has got actually bedded in tyres. They've done about 700 miles, these cars, and they are actually a far better steer than that car with 20 miles. The steering is a little bit more precise, I think. There's just you just feel a bit more keyed in with these cars. But the temperature gauge is showing -5. There is grit on this road, so it's not brilliant. In the summer, I think this car would be even better than it is today, but it's still significantly better than it was back in Cheltenham. So we're just going to turn around and do that again. I said I've got to get back to Crickhowell because this car's going off to a journalist now for a relatively long-term loan. So some lucky guy's going to get this, but it's very well running now. Right, so let's go. So that's first gear. Very short first actually, only up to about 20, and then second really just to dig in, and that was just under 60 then, and into third. We don't want to go above 60, don't need to. Pop it into fourth, it's still got loads of torque. It's remarkable. If you drive this car like a Lupo GTI, you'd probably drive it off the end of the cliff because it's just so much quicker in the real world. The Lupo might have more horsepower, but it's hidden away at the top of the rev band. So we're in third now. That's a really bad corner because it goes off camber and it tightens, and the surface is bad. And I did kind of understeer a bit around on that corner earlier, but it is cold, so hopefully when things warm up it will manage that okay. Over this blind crest, and then some nice swooping right-hander, and then the left-hander. I think we're by the car park here. This is blind. Yeah, and then into this sequence of turns which are really good fun in this car. So you know, we're in third gear, we're doing 40, just give it a bit of a flick and it just digs in nicely, and we're in third, and it's just not afraid to get up and go because it's got so much torque. So I think the second proper drive of this car has made me love it even more. It is just a sensation. What Volkswagen have done with this car is something else, and I really can't wait till mine comes. It could be another 3 months or so, but at least then the weather will be warmer and there won't be grit on the road, and it's 0 degrees now. It's warmed up a bit. So off we go back to Crickhowell and give back this car. Another sad moment to say goodbye to an UP GTI for the third time, but hopefully mine will be here soon and we'll make some more videos then. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll see you for the next one soon. Cheers.